Maybe. There we go.
Awesome.
Welcome to the stream, guys. For if you're watching now or after the fact, I have my buddy the Z Review on with me. His name is Mike. How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm really bad at this. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't know if you feel the same way about like videos, but I feel like with editing, it's different. Like you can edit out your mistakes and everything. Live streaming is a whole different beast. Just absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like editing's like so easy to chop up like any even like the shortest of mistakes that you make, just so quick to do. But live stream, man, it's like if you get it wrong, it's like trying to
it's there.
Pull that back.
Yeah, it's there, and it's like, man, I hate that, but I love streaming. It's like, you know, being able to connect with the audience and everything, and just, you know, they kind of really get like you one-on-one, like in a way, but with other people, obviously. But let me make sure this actually worked. Are we even live?
Yeah.
Hold up. There we see. Okay, it says we are. I was about to say otherwise.
Yeah.
Just kind of seeing if some people jump in.
Cool, man. But yeah, thanks for having me on your channel, man.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you know, Snack said he was going to be busy and everything, so, and I've kind of owed him to, I guess, for a while, but he was like, "I'm gonna get lit tonight, man." I'm like, "All right, well then." I'll ask my buddy Z over there. But so you watched Independence Day like all the way through for the first time today.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you're a movie reviewer, so you're gonna probably do, I'm assuming you're doing a review on it.
Yeah.
Without really spoiling all of your thoughts, I guess, if you want to save them all for that video, like what was your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, man. So again, firstly, just thanks for having me on to a live stream. Honestly, really appreciate it, and it's cool to have this chance just to talk to you as well, because we've only kind of like just messaged and stuff. So it's been
cool. Just Facebook, and that's been it.
Yeah, very much. But yeah, essentially, man, with Independence Day. So on my channel, very shortly, I'm going to be ideally probably after this stream, I'm going to edit the video. Ideally, try to get it out tonight. But I'm going to be starting a series called Classic Movie Trip. So here in the UK, I've got like a cinema where I pay so much a month and you can go see as many films as you want in that month. And however, there's a different cinema chain near me where once a week they show like a different classic movie. So whether it's like a 50s movie or Independence Day, like 1996, for example. So they show all kind of movies. And I seen it and I was like, well, actually, I've only ever seen like bits and pieces of this movie, like ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so because it was on at the cinema, it gives me more of a chance to watch it, because to me, like, it's nothing like the big screen experience. And
yeah,
you know, it's cool to have like your setup at home and like, you know, 4K players, you know, whatever you've got. But for me,
like, there's nothing like the theater, though. I 100% agree. You're just like me on that. Like the cinema is exactly how you should watch a movie. Like at least for right when it comes out. Like I understand a lot of people like to save money and all that. It just depends on the person. But I love the theater experience. I'm like you, or you said in a video, like you were like it's a second home for you, and that's how I feel about Cinemark for here. It's man, you know, it's like. You know, like how a lot of people back in the day grew up with the arcade. It's like, well, I grew up watching, like going to theater. So it's kind of like that. That's how I look at it. It's a second home. Whereas like the arcade was something for other people. What's up, Snack?
Yeah,
you're not lit. You're not lit already, Snack. No, he was lit last night. He did a late night stream and he was doing some drinking. I'm like, man. All right.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I don't know who Snack is, but hey, man, what's going on?
he's a food reviewer, as just like me. But yeah, we kind of have our own community, just like you guys have, you know, with the movies and all that stuff.
Cool. Oh well, okay, man. Well, I'll get in that just like in a quick second. But kind of just like to answer your like initial question about like my initial thoughts on Independence Day. So part of the classic movie series, blah blah blah. So got to check out Independence Day for the first time tonight. I've seen only bits and pieces of it, like ever, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the film at the end where like Will Smith sacrificed himself into the ship, But yeah, bit of
Yeah.
a spoiler, but no, it's not.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
super old. It's like, who cares?
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, my initial thoughts is awesome. I just can't believe it's taken me 25 years, literally, to watch the movie. Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith in that film, man, steal it for me.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be very interested to see your review because, you know, I was joking with some friends about it. I was like, okay, I got a buddy from the UK coming on the stream, and it's just so ironic. I couldn't get over how ironic that was. You're in the UK, but it's 4th of July here, and you're seeing Independence Day, because I had the thought to invite you before you told me that you're watching that movie, and I'm like, that is so. I couldn't have lined up better.
Oh man, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I don't even think we discussed it at all. And then, I mean, I told Perez, and he was like, "How have you not seen that movie?" But
it's been a while for me. It's been a while for me. Like, I mean, honestly, it may have been one of those things. Like, I don't think I've actually sat down and put the movie on. I don't even own it. So, like,
okay.
So I've only seen it on TV, and that may be how you may have seen bits and pieces of it, is just like it randomly on TV, because it's just one of those movies that comes on, and especially on this day, especially here. So, I mean, there's probably some channels playing it today, but yeah, I mean, like it's I don't know, like what Roland Emmerich though, like what do you think about him as a director though?
Well, yeah, so interesting enough, for kind of like my review, I did like a bit of a quick search on like what he's directed previously, and I've seen The Patriot, which I believe is Mel Gibson. That's like kind of like a classic movie, especially like here in the UK at least. So like I really enjoyed that one. And did he do the Godzilla in 1998 or 2001?
Yeah, Godzilla 98. Yeah.
See,
Godzilla 1998. Yeah.
see, like the thing is, that movie, just very quickly, is like a lot of people hate that movie. Don't get me wrong, I can completely see why. But for me, like that was kind of my big introduction to like monsters in general growing up. So to me, like I still kind of have like a special place for that one. So I don't hate the movie, but I can get why people say it. So, in terms of kind of like his directing, though, like, so believe it or not, before watching Independence Day tonight, like years ago when Independence Day Resurgence came out, I'd actually seen that one first, then the Independence Day. And yeah, man, I thought that movie was just a pile of just crap. So yeah,
I actually didn't see it, but to be honest, I never got around to it. It's one of those movies that just goes under your nose. And I mean, I never was like a fan of the first one, like hardcore into it anyway. I don't know. I think Roland Emmerich movies is just like, there's a specific taste to it. I don't know. And it's been a while since I've seen the other one with Mel Gibson. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, when I look through his filmography, like again, like some of the movies, especially like I said, like Godzilla one, like has a special place for me because it's like kind of my first big introduction. So, so the movies I checked out in his list, like I thought, okay, yeah, I've seen those movies, and they're like okay, like I'd rewatch them. But then there was someone there I saw, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't. So I guess it's kind of like how you take his kind of past filmography and stuff as well. It's like, yeah, for me, okay, but I haven't seen enough of his movies to kind of like fully comment, to be honest.
Right. And I don't know if you know this, but and Perez has probably told you, but I'm a big Godzilla guy. I mean, like, I when he invited me to do the like kaiju, like the MonsterVerse movies and all that, I was like, that's exactly that's my guy right there. And I, as a Godzilla fan, like I would say I agree. Like it's actually like it's a solid movie. 98's actually a solid movie. And I did grow up with it. I saw that in the theaters, and I think, man, I had to be really young though. 98. I can't do math right now, and I'm not gonna try, but like 6 or 7, something like that. So
I've been about the same age.
Yeah. How old are you again?
I am 30, coming up 31 this year.
I figured you were younger than me. I don't know why.
Okay, thanks.
I'll be 29 in August. So that's creeping up. I don't. The idea of 30s. I don't know, man. I'm not ready for it.
It's not much different, but my birthday's in August as well, so yeah.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, yeah, 98's really, really solid. Honestly, I remember watching it and being like, okay, this is obviously not Godzilla. Like, this is not like how he's supposed to be. Like, I mean, spoiler, but the fact that missiles is what took him down is like, okay, well, that's already wrong because you know he's this giant. Godzilla's supposed to be like this tank, basically, that can take all the damage and stuff, and you know. So, but it does hold its place in my heart. It's a movie that like I watched on VHS so much when I owned it as a kid, and like me and my mom watched it a lot too. And it was almost like we always bounced back and forth with that. We would bounce like from like Disney movies to Godzilla '98. Like what? Like what is that?
Bit of a contrast.
Yeah, definitely. You had to kind of be in the mood for that. But yeah, I mean, it just
cool.
You know. I just think it's a solid movie. I think now it has more like its cheesy moments really stand out. Like that's a lot of fish and all that stuff, you know, like all those lines. But man, like it's better than I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to like actually revisit it and just like get full thoughts on like what do I think of this now. You know, that was my introduction to Roland Emmerich. And the only reason that I ever memorized that Roland Emmerich directed Independence Day is because on the VHS of '98, it had from the director of Independence Day. And I just remember looking at that as a kid and just like connecting those dots, like, okay, this guy did this. And you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's like almost like I don't know, like Independence Day and '98 almost have like I don't know. It's kind of like similar vibes and similar like CGI work, I guess I could say about that. Like I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. But I've always said this, and a lot of Godzilla fans that actually really enjoy '98 always say that. Always say this, and I agree 100%. Is that if Roland Emmerich would have taken Godzilla '98 and made it just its own monster, name it something else or whatever, it really would have worked as just like a random monster flick because we in the Godzilla community, I don't know if you know this, but we call him Zilla because you like take away the god out of it. We've always nicknamed that specific Godzilla just Zilla. And he's swift, he's fast, he's like a really cool kaiju. He's actually really cool. If you just like kind of break down what he is and everything, and like basically just like a giant raptor in a way, or like he really is just a giant like iguana. So I don't know. If you would have taken that away and take away the name, it probably would be received better. But I do understand that he had to put Godzilla as the name because it was going to get butts in the seats. I mean, that's exactly why Roland Emmerich did that. And also, the one thing that irks me about it is he wasn't even a fan. Like he's never, he's like, I don't even like the franchise, but I'm going to do my own take. And it's like, okay. But I mean, but everybody, somebody that's not a fan of something could, they have a complete right to make a movie out of it and do their own take. But it was just such a weird movie for its time. That feels like more like something that would come out now, in my opinion. Like it's very like, it's so strange for that to come out in the late '90s. Like, I don't know. The trailers and all that were phenomenal though.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of like at points like a bit ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool that like you yourself and like say others, obviously there must be a big community who talk about Godzilla or Zilla, like as you say. I've never experienced anything like that personally. But it's just cool that
it's something you have to dive in. You have to go out of your way to like search for, and it's like when you're a fan of something.
Yeah, it's just cool that it had that impact on you though at that time as well. Because similar to you, like I remember like getting it on the VHS or like could get like Blockbuster rentals and stuff like that, and that's how kind of I got introduced into it. Those were the days, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it's just cool that it had that impact on you because it's obviously affected like more of an impact on you than say like it did for me, for example. So yeah, it's just cool to hear like two sides of it as well. To be honest.
Yeah. And I think you're like my buddy Ryan about Back to the Future, if I'm not wrong. I feel like you're like
Right.
a huge Back to the Future fan, right?
Oh,
So everybody's got their franchises that they got hooked on, and it was actually Ryan that showed me those movies. I had never actually went out of my way to watch them, but that was still a long time ago. That was over 10 years ago when he showed me all of them. But rewatched them a lot since then, and really gained a huge respect for it and love the franchise. But I still can never say like, oh, it's one of my favorite franchises because I don't have that like nostalgic touch on it. Like it just, but they are amazing movies. Like. Way ahead of their time in a way.
Yeah, certain parts of it, man. Yeah, definitely. And the awesome thing about it is that it still holds up to today. I mean, don't get me wrong, there might be like odd, like, green screen effects or whatever they've done, like that maybe doesn't hold up. But yeah, like it just has that, like, just something about it, like it's just like kind of just really interesting. And as you say, you've seen it quite a few times since originally seeing it. As well. But for you, like your more favorite franchises, so it might be like Godzilla, like Mayor Ryan, as you said, like could be Back to the Future. So it's just cool, like everyone's got their own franchise that they love, like Perez loves Star Wars and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Perez is the Star Wars guy. I'll tell you that right now. He knows. Like I thought I was a big Star Wars fan until I met him. Like I am a Star Wars fan, but he can like just like because we had him on my podcast with Dustin on that channel, and like Dustin was so exhausted, he was so tired, and he just like sat and listened to Perez talk about Star Wars, and he was just like, and we were like, Dustin, you there, like kind of messing with him, and because he was so quiet, and he was like, dude, my mind is like blown. Like he just this Perez just said all this stuff that not hard like we don't know, like future projects and shows they're doing that I didn't even like know about, and when it comes to like what's canon and what's not and all that, I'm better at it now than I've ever been. Really, I've dived more into Star Wars like than ever, but yeah, like Perez is a whole other kind of fan.
Yeah, and you get that, man. As I say, like yourself, like I say about Godzilla, I didn't know that you guys would call him Zilla, as such, So like. Just something little like that. Obviously, you've got that. Or like I'll know a bit about Back to the Future, him, obviously, especially Star Wars and stuff. So it's just pretty cool to have that like outside opinion as well on it, and just someone like that bit more knowledge, and just really brings a lot. And then also like you learn a lot from that as well.
For sure.
Yeah, so he's a big Star Wars guy. I know. Don't get him started.
Yeah, he could talk Star Wars for days, which is cool because I love it. We just before my wife went to work, we watched. I don't know, we're way behind, but I think it was like episode 5 or 6 of the Bad Batch because we're watching that. Okay. Have you caught up on Bad Batch or?
Nah, I've seen all 9 Star Wars movies, but I've never seen like Clone Wars, Rebels, or Bad Batch yet. So I'm quite far behind. Yeah. He talked to me about that because we started watching Bad Batch because it's new, and I told him, he was like, "Did you finish the Clone Wars though?" And I'm like, "No." And he was just like, "Man, come on, he said something like the Star Wars fan in me is so sad or whatever." Yeah. It's like we'll watch it, man. We're not gonna quit. It's just like we took a break because Clone Wars is like it's so freaking long, man. Like it's just like it's a pretty big show, but it's like 7 seasons or something, right?
Yeah, I mean the good thing though about that and the Bad Batch is they are short. Like I really appreciate that about these animated shows is you can like just get a quick 20 minutes out of it and like go about your day or whatever. But unlike Breaking Bad, because we just rewatched Breaking Bad all the way through, and those are like almost an hour long, and it's like, man, it's hefty. I'm so glad that show only had 5 seasons. Like it just, if it would have gone any more, it would have been too much. Because some shows do that; they keep going, and it's like, like to me, like The Walking Dead, like should have just ended a long time ago. It's like I mean that's my personal opinion on it. Even though I do like The Walking Dead, I've gotten into it in the past, but it's like, man, like I know they're trying to like follow the comics or whatever, but it's like, but that doesn't mean you have to keep going. It's a show. You can do your own thing with it. I don't know. That's just my take.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. Yeah, like I think like especially kind of like first 4 or 5 seasons was good, and then kind of like after that I just tuned out, to be honest. So I agree.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it's just one of those, man. As you say, like although there might be like hundreds and hundreds of comics of one thing, Walking Dead specifically, you just don't need to relate all that into like 10, 11 seasons plus spin-off movies like Rick and stuff. And it's like when are you just going to give it a break?
Yeah, it's like, take a break. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop doing what you're doing and listen.
100%. But I can definitely relate when you said about the like 20-minute like kind of short episodes. If I watch a series, I tend to watch more that do have like those 20, 30-minute episodes. Sometimes I just haven't got that hour to spare to watch it in that moment. Yeah,
for sure. It can be very time consuming. I mean, that's how I feel about shows and movies in general right now. Is I feel so behind, and it's like, man, like I used to be better at this, but like adult life, you work, the channel and everything. It's like, man, there's only so much time in the day, and I always wish there was more. Like there needs to at least be like 30 hours in a day. Like to be able to get anything done.
It'd make things a lot easier.
For sure.
But yeah, I know what you mean, man, about like movies. I mean, take Independence Day, for example, 25 years late to the party,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those, man. The cool thing is about movies, though, is like, obviously you can make just a big list of being like, right, I'll watch this later, or actually I'll watch this by myself, or as you said, like you watch one, say, with your wife, and you can just kind of plan that, be like, right, yeah, I've got a bit of spare time from work, I'll watch one now, or I'll leave it for later. So there's no rush, although you might be behind. And, that's the cool thing about it. Fair enough if you want to have like a movie review channel and you want to get like the right up-to-date movie review out, because sometimes it is a matter of being first to get to that. And you probably feel the same about maybe say like your food reviews, or like whether you're doing like a new Pringle or Mountain Dew, or exactly. Like obviously I know you said in your recent Mountain Dew just review that I watched. It's like one of the flavors I think this most recent one, like it took you a while to get that flavor. It's just sold out everywhere.
Yeah, and I beat myself up for it so much. Like, where is it? I gotta find it. So it's
the same thing, man. It's the same thing. Obviously, it's brand new, so you want to get that review first out on your channel and beat kind of everyone else at the same time, and be like, right, I want to be the first person on YouTube to talk about this Mountain Dew Baja Rush, whatever it is, because we don't have those like exotic flavors here in the UK. But yeah, but again, I think the beauty of it is, it's like when you're not a movie review channel, because I know specifically you're not. I know you jump on like collabs and stuff, but you don't specifically just review movies. And for you, it's probably a bit better because you don't have to rush to do that movie review, because you don't do that,
Right.
So,
yeah, and I have a lot of respect for the movie review community, because there's two different sides to it. Like with food reviews, you can go buy the item, like you have to search for it and everything. But movies is like, as long as you have access to it, it's fine, but you're still putting in like at least at average like 2 hours of your time to go watch it, break it down in your brain, maybe write some notes about it, and review it. And I respect that, because like I've always been a film guy, and Perez knows this. That's why he's even inviting a guy like me that does food reviews to do it, because he says he respects my opinions on movies and everything, and so that's an honor in itself. But it's hard for me, man. Like after you do food for so long, it's like whenever I have to like, and I'm not saying it's like work to like do these collabs with you guys and everything, but it is a challenge. Like it actually is like a challenge for me to like break down, my initial thoughts. Cause I try to be like quick. Like I try to like not let Perez's video be too long. Like, cause I know like if you add a 10-minute video on top of his, like his section, it's probably going to be like 20 minutes or whatever. And I know he's fine with it, but I try to be like, okay, only the highlights, like my main negatives and my main positives. And it's hard for me because like I feel like after I watch a movie, like I need so much marination time. Like I need to decompress it. And sometimes I will put off my like clip and put off filming something for him or Jacob or you or anybody's, because like I'm just trying to think on it. And like
Right.
and I know there's a lot of fun to be had out of like just doing your first initial reaction. Like I love doing that as well. But like I don't know, like do you have that problem where it's like you're like, I want to put out the best movie review I can, so is my head on straight enough to like do it? You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, definitely, yeah. So, like for example, like kind of just to take that in a spin for a second. So it's like as if, like for example, say tomorrow you said, right, Mike, do you fancy reviewing Mountain Dew with me? So if I was to kind of enter that kind of realm of reviews, I would have to like really stop and think about that like a lot more, because I don't review food or drinks. So to me, I'd just be like, the
yeah,
flavor's nice, great, yeah, or
it's
I wouldn't
great.
buy it again.
Gotta go. Subscribe.
you'd
Yeah.
have the quickest collab ever. But yeah, I think in terms of like movies and stuff, so it comes with a bit more experience. So like I've been doing like YouTube for coming up 3 years. Perez has probably been longer than me. So when we like watch a movie, I can only speak for myself, of course. But when I watch a movie, so like say Independence Day tonight, so I know kind of going into that movie, like, right, this is the things that I'm looking out for, in a sense, like what's going to be positive about the movie. And then I look out for other things. So like Independence Day, for example, like one of the positives I gave it, just kind of spoiler for my review coming out, is like, like Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith are just awesome in that movie. And although they're not in it a lot, like in like scenes together, the scene that they are in, especially the third act when they go up to like the big ship at the end, like that scene is just so cool. And when he hands him the cigar, like it's just like that storytelling of it, like really makes it awesome. So to me, I'm like, right, so that's going to be a big positive, because I really genuinely enjoyed that. Like when I was watching it, I was like, wow, I hope these guys don't die in the movie. And but then at the same time, I then kind of think, okay, right, so out of this 2+ hour movie, how many scenes has Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum been in together? And turns out it's kind of like that big third act when they're in that alien battle. So for me, I'm kind of like, well, personally, I would love to have seen them from the start of the movie right up to the end together, because to just have that great chemistry. And I just think like some of it, Roland Emmerich didn't really utilize the full extent of it. It might be same for you, like say when you do a food, like for review, which I'll ask you in a second. But yeah, kind of just to answer your question very quickly, because I went a long way around that.
It's all good. It fills up the time, man.
Well, that's it. But yeah, essentially, to answer your question, is it can be tough. So it depends what film you watch. It depends if you take a lot of notes, because personally, when I do reviews, I might go on Wikipedia, I'll get the director's name, I'll get like the main actor and actresses' names and stuff like that. And then for me, I just like talking off the cuff. And you might notice in my review, like there will be like quite a few like edits, because I just make like that mistake. Because for me, I just don't want to write down like pages and pages of notes. Like
exactly.
That's not me.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because at the end of the day, like it just comes to me being like, right, this is what I really loved about the movie. This is what I really hate. And probably same for you. Like, I would have thought your process would be like, right, when I'm having a taste of Mountain Dew, right, I know what Mountain Dew generally tastes like, but what elevates the drink to the next level with this thing? Is it worth, like, would I buy a crate of bottles of that drink, or would I just buy a one-off? I'm assuming,
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. There's like when it comes to like it's so different with like all the different kinds of reviews and everything out there. Like people do like gear stuff, like stuff for like gaming or like streaming setup reviews or whatever. Like it all has its different sort of ways, but then inside of all those communities, there's everybody does it differently, and I think that's one of the best things about YouTube is just like everybody doing their thing, and I feel like especially in the food community, and not to like not to crap on it, not to like say too much negative about it, but there is a tendency with some reviewers that are bigger that they feel like you have to follow my path and the way I did things to be this successful. And I'm just saying, like, you know, and there's a lot of people like that in general, just all around YouTube. Like, it doesn't even, you know, but there definitely are some really like big ego food reviewers out there that are just, it's like, man, like, you're not even acting like a human. Like, we're literally all just people. Like, I've got, you know, my laptop, my mic, I'm just a person. And like, you're just a person over in the UK right now, and just we're connecting live, you know, that's all it is. You know, we're real people. And even though it can be like very difficult to see past that, because you kind of like, you watch people's videos, you just look at people on a screen. But if you just try to like imagine them as a real person in front of you, like it's different perspective, you know. And it just, there's just definitely people that feel that they have to, like, I don't know, they got big egos basically. And it's the same, you know, I don't know, like the two big ones, like Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns for the movie review community. Like, I feel like those guys did it right. As for like personality and everything, like they really like seem like humble, laid back guys, like guys you can just chill out with, and just, you know, I don't think those guys are too cocky. I don't know, like who knows, but everybody's community, I guess, has like a big dog out there that's just a little too cocky, and you know, it just I don't know.
No, I agree. So, like, so one thing that you touched on, like, I thought was really interesting is the fact that you mentioned when you kind of like doing your reviews, and, you know, like we do like these edits, because, you know, I do them, and I've noticed a couple of yours. Obviously, you know, we make mistakes. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed is, like, you know, when you do your reviews, they're not like, you know, 20 minutes long to talk about a drink. And when I do movie reviews, man, like, but when I do movie reviews, so kind of similar mentality to you, though, like, I don't like dragging it out for like more than 10 minutes if I can, because I just think, for example, like, say Independence Day. So the one I'm doing is kind of like a vlog, but then also a review. So that kind of video itself might take maybe 7-8 minutes, whereas if I was just to sit down and talk about the movie, it might be about 5. But yeah, like, to me, it's just like, I just don't feel like I need to ramble on. I just need to, like, for me, I'd rather just get straight to the point, be like, right, like, first time watching this movie, I enjoyed it. This is me positives, this is my negatives, overall score, kind of done, you know?
Yeah.
You know, by all means, because, like, I'm not one of those channels who want to, like, you know, overanalyze, like, every detail about the movie. That's just not me. You know, there's people that do that, and, you know, fair play to them. Obviously must be successful in what they're doing. That's great. But for me, I'd rather just get straight to the point, because, like, a lot of people on YouTube, I like to try think is maybe like, say, like me or you, like with our reviews, you know, just want to go onto the, like, YouTube and just want to watch like a straightforward, easy, quick review about that, and be like, right, should I check that out? Should I buy this drink? Should I buy this food? Should I check out this movie or not? Just simple kind of yes or no. So yeah, like I say, like with your kind of the personality thing that you mentioned as well. You know, I don't watch food reviews. I normally generally don't watch them. But when I came over to yours, like, because Perez was telling me, oh, like, have you seen this guy Trav? And I was like, no, not really. Like, I knew you were in the Facebook group.
It's like, no, I don't do food reviews, man. No, goodbye.
Yeah, I knew you were in the Facebook group, but that's
circle of friends. Like, that's really what we are. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah, man. Oh, definitely. And but no, I thought, right, okay, well, actually, let me check out the channel. So I checked out your content, man, and personally, I love it. It's like, it's a quick, easy watch. Like, I know at the end of it, like, right, is it getting a good score? Is it not getting a good score?
Yeah.
If it ever came over to the UK, am I going to check that one out or not? And the great thing is, though, because it is like a shorter, just general, getting straight to the point review. I mentioned this to you in the message as well. Say if the Mountain Dew, like the latest one you did, came over to the UK, I can quickly go back and recap your video. Be like, right, okay, so because obviously by that point, you know, you might have done another 50 videos or so, you know. But I can quickly recap that and be like, right, okay, so let's go back over Trav's thoughts and, like, right, let's quickly see what he gave this review in general. And then, you know, I can kind of go back from there. I don't have to watch another 20-minute video to get to that final score.
Yeah.
You know. So no, I really respect that, man. And that, like, if you go on my channel and check out my videos, like most of them are maybe about 6 minutes long max. And again, it's just because I like to try to give good thoughts, but just general, like, you know, positive, negative, score, like promote my channel a bit. That's it, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we both know that, like, you know, as for analytics and looking at your stuff for like audience and, you know, retention and watch time and all that. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I call it bite-sized content. Like that kind of content, like, just does the best because like people want the quick. I mean, I know what I like. Like I go on YouTube if I want something. You know, sometimes I'll like be playing a game or something. I'll get stuck on a part and I go search someone that did that part to see how to like complete it or whatever, and or find a thing. And there's these guys on there that like for 15 minutes rather aren't saying anything and just playing, not even on that part of the game, or like they're just whatever, like. And but then there's the others that are doing it right, where they're like, the title should be what the content is, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that's exactly like. And just, but you know, like my buddy Ryan, like he's getting more worse reviews. You kind of know probably a little bit about him. You know, Perez has collabed with him and all that.
Videos, yeah.
But he does long form content, and you know, like I really like that version of that. Is I like, you know, like Nostalgia Critic. I don't know if you've ever watched him, but he has like like 20-minute in depth like the Jurassic Park movies. Like he pretty much has done like a video a week for like years. Like he's one of the big ones, but right. You know, but it's like I have to be in the mood for that, I guess. But I do understand how that can be entertaining. But as for like a lot of YouTube, it really is just people coming in, searching your thing, and just like and wanting the content really quick. You know, yeah. But I do understand longer content, and if you can keep people's attention for like 10 to 20 minutes, like, yeah, you'll get more watch time. That is a benefit of long content. But you know, a video a week, you know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. Like I'll just be completely honest about my analytics. People do not stick to the end of the video. Like, you know, but I totally get it, because, you know, your attention span, you know, people have the attention span of squirrels. So I mean, it's just it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those, man, where you like, you know, your audience. So like a while ago, kind of like when I first started my channel, like with my reviews, like some of them used to be like, say, 9-10 minutes long, and I'll go back on those videos and like, right, yeah, I definitely had those downs. But then at the same time, like when I was getting to that point, I was seeing my watch time, and see, it was like a 9-10 minute video, like my watch time might be like 2.5-3 minutes. And to me, I was just like, well, okay, so what am I doing to try get people to watch it longer? Like, are they really interested in a 9-minute review about this movie that probably has like thousands of them out there? You know, maybe some of them are, yeah, you know, I will get some viewers obviously watch the full 9 minutes, but then some have tuned in for 30 seconds. Yeah, obviously, you know yourself, it's kind of like similar thing with watch time and stuff. So that's why I kind of just purely, like, so purposely kind of just shorten it down to just shorter reviews, because I tend to find when I do the short reviews, I get like better views on watch time, because people have generally got more of attention span to listen to that. And yeah, kind of like, I don't know about you, but when I tend to watch like a lot of reviews, it tends to be like in my car, because I might have like a drive to, like, say, to work or like to the gym, you know, whatever it is. So like that commute for me, so if I went to the gym, it's like, say, 10-15 minutes max. So in that time, I can get maybe 1 or 2 videos watched, or like at least listen to, obviously, while I'm driving. But you know, like those longer reviews, as you mentioned, some might have like an hour commute just to there and back every day. So they've got that, you know, they want that longer video to fill up that time while they're driving. But so yeah, so for me, it's just like I just generally found like my watch time and stuff improved when I shorten my videos. Don't get me wrong, they don't all get viewed to the full 5-6 minutes, whatever I have.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. Yeah. You know, those people that I always, sometimes like at the end of a video, I'll just do like kind of like a secret thank you to the people that did watch all the way, because, you know, it's like if you literally watched my dumb face from beginning to end try this thing and talk about it and ramble on about it for like 6 minutes, then it's like, man, you're a real one, you know, you're dedicated. And I actually I do have an audience like that. And I, you know, it's those people that, you know, I appreciate literally anybody that passes by, likes, comments. Like I've even had a little bit of hate, and I appreciate them too, because it's like you still watched the video, you gave your opinion, and it's like, you know, I'm all about it, because it's like, it's, you know, you clicked on my stuff and it's appreciated. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm very, I don't know, I'm very humble about all of it and very modest. I'm just like, you know, and you know, I like being that way because I feel like people just, they take advantage of that. They take advantage of the views, and like, you know, that's why I was telling somebody the other day. I was like, you know, I told him, don't get me wrong, but like that subscriber number, that's like, you know, maybe some of them are 2 accounts or 3 accounts subscribing or whatever. But most likely that's, you know, 1 person each. So, you know, you have this big number, but like I have 3,000 subscribers, but I do not get 3,000 views a video. So like, you know, it's people that have come and gone, or like account they don't use. And I know YouTube has gotten better about trying to like get rid of the people that aren't active. And so that's why sometimes your number will drop, because, you know, they're just getting rid of the garbage, taking out the trash. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, I look at it as like, yeah, it's great to say and celebrate when I hit a milestone, obviously. But I am very aware, like, that is a number, though. It's the people that come and watch and actually view the video, that I count as like the amount of people. Whereas, you know, but I'll still say like 3,000 subscribers, and when I hit 4K, you know, I'll be happy about it and celebrate it. But and I, you know, people have things going on. Like I personally, like, I subscribe to people for support. Like I may not always watch people's content. Like like, and I know, like, I think Ryan's a little different than that. He'll subscribe to people that he will actually watch and keep track of he'll attempt to keep track of every single video that person puts out. And like, and YouTube is just so big. I'm subscribed to so many channels, and I'm just like, you know, it's just kind of like, you come home after work or whatever, and you have your chill time, pull up YouTube and like just see what everybody uploaded that day, you know. It's and you just kind of pick and choose. So that's why I tell Anthony all the time, like, I'm just like, yeah, didn't get around to that one review, didn't, you know. It's like, just you know, there's just so much to watch.
Yeah, no, there's so many, man. And no, yeah, I agree. I think with myself, probably on like the Ryan side of thing, like, don't get me wrong, I'm subscribed to like some people, like, I'll just generally like support, and like kind of return the favor because they subscribe to me, and I will watch like odd ones of their videos, but mainly like my feed is mainly like people I will watch every day when they put out a new video. And yeah, what do you say about like subscribers and stuff? Yeah, like at the end of the day, like, man, like the way I see it, like yourself, it's a number. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm forever thankful for anyone who wants to see my mush, you know, and you know, wants to see my face. I'm not, honestly, like, I just, like, same as you, like, just really just appreciate like the support, because at the end of the day, like, I'm just a random guy sitting in front of a camera talking to it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I'm just like,
you know,
I'm just here. I exist. Like, you know,
right?
I don't know.
Right, yeah, right. And like, you know, like, I'll put out videos and same for you, where some of them will get like okay viewership, and then some will just like go just a crazy number. And I'm just like, you know, again, it just doesn't relate to the subscriber number, because obviously yourself, you know, you said you had 3,000. I've got like 192. So I think, okay, well, you know, every video should get 192 views, essentially. But obviously that doesn't happen, you know. So yeah, at the end of the day, man, like, again, like, I appreciate like to you and everyone, like, you know, who like watch my videos, and you know, if you stick around to the end or whether you don't, you know, I obviously appreciate everyone that does. And kind of like yourself, man, like, when you put out a video, like, I'll always watch it all the way through, because again, in my car, I'll listen to it, I'll like hear you score, you know, that sound effect go off, being like, oh, I'll give it an 88, and then the sound effect. But yeah, like, I always watch them all the way through because I generally enjoy the content, you know, and I'd rather do that and just like skim through and just fast forward, because I can think, well, why have I even clicked on that video to start with? you know.
Yeah, for
If I had
sure.
no intention to watch the full thing. But yeah, man, I'd say I just appreciate kind of like any view or subscribers that I get. You know, I just try to put out better content, and you know, like kind of one of those things where, like on my channel, you know, primarily, you know, I kind of do reviews, but besides that, I like doing just my own thing. Um, you know, like whether it's, you know, like talking to fellow Back to the Future fans, or whether it's making like recently where I did like what if Ralph Macchio was Marty McFly when he originally like auditioned in 1984, 85. Or like these like classic movie trips where like try to take the viewers with me inside the cinema to, you know, kind of experience that kind of film as well, like whether it's their first time or not. Um, so yeah, just kind of like all sorts of stuff I try to do, like outside of movie reviews as well, just to keep the content fresh, but also like more ideas for me and not get fully bored of just one concept.
Yeah. Yeah, and I could see, I could see why you do that. It's very like it's like at the end of the day you're having fun with it.
Right.
You're putting the fun first. You're very aware, like, okay, you know, it gets stale. And trust me, I've been through all of that mentally with my channel. It's like, man, like, I don't know, like I've tried to kind of put stuff in there and like movie reviews on my channel and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, for me personally, with this far into it, I just kind of decided like, well, it's like at the end of the day, like it'll be harder to grow, and plus I don't have enough time to do all that.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of just been super focused, but you know, but with, you know, you guys and the movie review community, it's different. You know, it's something to just escape into and like do something else, because, you know, Perez and you guys know, like I love film, and it's just like, it's just kind of nice to have something else that you like, just passionate about, I guess is the word, to just like,
Yeah.
kind of, I told Anthony, I'm like, it's kind of like I'm taking that passion out on you guys' channels or something. It's
Right.
like I'm just like being able to like allow that to finally, like, okay, Bambi or something like that, let me just say this about it, you know. It's like something that maybe thoughts I've always had about a film that I'm actually being able to get out in some kind of video form, which is always kind of nice. There's like this like I don't know, almost kind of like a dopamine release to it, almost, where it's like you know, it's just exciting to get your thoughts out on on a movie. Like it's different than just keeping it to yourself. It's really weird.
No, it's cool, man. So like, you know, as you say, like if you feel really passionate about a movie, or you know, you just watched one, and you're like, wow, I've got a lot to say about it. It's cool that, you know, you jump onto, say, Perez's channel, or like, you know, when you come onto mine. I know I've invited you to that, but it's just because, you know, you have that chance then to be like, right, you know, I've really got a chance to talk about this movie with someone else who loves movies, and that's what their like specialty is, you know, because we all have those friends where, you know, they like movies, but, you know, if you want to continually talk about that, they'll just be like, you know, kind of like cut off, being like, yeah, I like the movie, I'd watch it again. Like that would be their kind of like last thing. Or no, I hate the movie, don't watch it. That would be like their end of conversation. And probably the same with like food and drink. You might be like, you know, like I really like this, and you get a friend, yeah, it was that right, you know. So yeah, it's like, as you said, like a good way for you to kind of release that kind of passionate side from yourself as well. But also get to talk about that movie more, because you don't normally do that obviously on your channel. So yeah, I can imagine it being like an escape for you. Yeah, definitely.
And that's kind of why I don't limit, because like, you know, I don't limit the guests on the live stream to just like, okay, it's got to be just the food community. Like, you know,
right.
I feel like I kind of like to just break the mold with it, where it's like, you know, you're a movie review channel, I invited you on, and like we could just chat, because at the end of the day we're just people, and it doesn't have to be about like our niches. I mean, you know, like we obviously talked about our channels because we love that stuff and all that, but you know, it's like, it's just people connected, like that's one and honestly the only other reason is because like I don't like doing live streams by myself. Like it just like it's just like chat, like right now, like we have had like only snack in this whole thing, and I know it's because here it's earlier than normal, but for you it's like freaking almost midnight. It's like so different, you know, like I just like to break that where it's like, I can just like, it's my channel and just have anybody like,
Mhm.
you know, um,
Yeah, definitely.
anybody that's, and everybody's got different schedules and stuff going on, but yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to me to like just have just pretty much anybody on. Whichever, I haven't really branched out that much of the streams. I've really just not been streaming that much. I'm kind of like, I'm getting that itch back to do it more weekly and stuff. So it's just like a lot of the times when I feel like streaming, I'm like, I could put that energy into a video. Like I could be like using that hour to do something like that. But every now and then I'm just like, man, I love the streaming experience. So just got to gotta do it. And I'm trying to get better at it because, like I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, like with videos, you can make it what you want. And like with a stream, it's my awkward self. Like that's just like, that's exactly what it's like. And it's, so it's a whole different kind of thing.
Definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, as you said, it's just two dudes talking,
Yeah.
And then even like we're in similar boats. Yeah, you talk about different things on our respective channels, but then the game and the man, like just two guys doing something that we love, like for a hobby,
Yeah.
So no, yeah, man, and again, just like thanks for having me on. I honestly really appreciate it, and it's cool. Again, like it's just really cool, like getting a chance to talk to you because all I've ever talked to you before is just in messages. That's it.
Yeah. I'm glad you're a voice message guy because I think I scare people off with that sometimes. I'll just send random voice messages to people because I'm like, I don't feel like typing this for like forever. Like I feel like just saying it because I'm way more of a phone call guy than I am like a text guy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that kind of depends. I guess it depends. Like if you're trying to communicate with family or whatever, I'll just be like, just text. Like it's like I don't feel like talk because then they'll talk your ear off for like 3 hours. But yeah, I mean, it depends on who it is. But when it comes to friends, I always just like to just say what I have to say. Like, I don't know. It's just easier. But I do hate the limit, the 1 minute limit. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Well, funny thing is that you mentioned like, the voice note and the 1 minute limit, right? So me and Prez, like kind of when we first got talking, I don't know if it's similar for you. So like we'd message like maybe just now and then, like ask for like collabs or generally like be like, oh, like how you doing, man? Haven't spoke to you in a while, stuff like that. Anyway, like but me personally, like, as I've become kind of getting older, like I've come to appreciate voice notes more. And so anyway, I thought, look, I've got a lot to say to Prez. Like this one day, I was like, man, I've really got a lot to say to Prez because I talk to him literally every day, and I was like, I've got a really lot to say. So I did a voice note, and it ended up being like 9 separate voice notes, like what I had to say to him, and I was thinking like, if I had to type all that out, it's just gonna take forever, and. The funny thing is, like, we would like again, we literally voice note every day, and yeah, it got to the point on Facebook Messenger, like as you're aware, like when we've kind of been doing it like recently, you get to like minute, and that's like the stoppage gap on that. So Perez messaged me like not long ago. He's like, "Have you got WhatsApp?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got WhatsApp." So man, we use that, and like literally now we can have to do like 12-minute rants to each other and stuff, and like in one go.
Nice.
And man, I would definitely recommend if you voice chat your friends. Like you literally can do more than a minute. You can even do a 20-minute one. I know Perez did a 20-minute one the other week.
It's like,
it's just so cool.
When's he gonna stop? Like this? No. But it's like if you have that time, like because I stay up really late and stuff. So like at the end of the day, a lot of the times, like if someone sent me a voice message that day, I do technically have the time. A lot of the times I'll just forget. Like you end up reading a messenger message and then you forget to go back to it. That's the one thing I hate about that is I feel bad. I'm like I abandoned my friend or whatever. But things just get busy and it is what it is. I've kind of like, as an adult, I've kind of set my mind to that. I've made myself like not feel bad every time I do something like that because it's like, dude, like I can't keep track with everything. And that's the only bad thing about making, like I tell people that are like, struggling with stuff like, I don't have that many friends or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, it's okay to barely have any friends. Like, cause once you have a lot of friends, it's like you almost in demand so much. Like people like, you want to hang out, you want to do this, it's like, and people like us that are spending our whole passion like on our channels. It's like we're just at the end of the day, there's times to hang out with friends and stuff, and then there's times to just focus on your passion. And like, you know, and there's a lot of times like that where I've kind of like declined things. Like I've turned away doing like a hangout or whatever because I'm like, man, I got to get this done tonight. But I've also gotten better at that, the balance of it. It's like,
yeah,
you know, and that's advice to anybody that's wanting to start a channel. Is like, I always tell people, do it. Like, stop thinking about it. Like, just make it happen. Because if you don't, you know, people are always waiting on the most expensive camera and all that. They're like, I got to get that 4K. I got to get that microphone. It's like, just literally like we have like the best camera on our phones. Like, just use it. Just try it out.
Yeah.
And
literally.
yeah. And that's what I use. I literally use my iPhone straight up. That's all I use.
Yeah. Same here.
And so it's, you know, it's like, I don't know, but I don't remember where I was going with that. I had a point to that, but
but man, yeah, just very quickly on that, like I would honestly agree with you. So, you know, like it was like September 2018. Like for myself anyway, like kind of outside of YouTube, like I'm just like a kind of creative mind in general. Like I love just trying something just new. And again, it kind of came to that point where I was watching like Chris Stuckman, and like I love his reviews, but there was odd ones I was just like, I just completely disagree. And I can't remember what review was specifically where I was just like, right, I just really disagree with that. But yeah, I just thought one day I was like, right, I've got a phone. I bought a tripod with the phone is currently stood on right now, and like the tripod was maybe like £10, worth maybe $14 or so, if that. Maybe American conversion is whatever.
Yeah, you can get your whole setup on a cheap budget. Like people don't know that. Like you can literally spend like, you know, just like $20 on your whole setup if you wanted to, you know.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, well, only just until this week, actually, like early this week, I've been using my phone entire time and a tripod. That's it. No microphone, nothing. I've only just recently bought a microphone to kind of just upgrade a little bit, but yeah, like I say, the same thing is just do it, go for it, and you know, if it doesn't work out, delete the videos, delete your channel.
Exactly,
like, right,
exactly. It's like,
that was my mentality.
Yeah,
my mentality, man, like going into YouTube was literally just, right, I'm going to give this a shot. I've got some things to say about, you know, movies. If it's rubbish, people don't tune in, they don't subscribe, whatever. Right, just delete my videos, my channel. Just at least I tried, you know.
What's up, Paul? Critical East Japan, over there. He does food reviews in Japan. Really great guy.
Hey, Paul. That's pretty cool. I'd love to see Japan food reviews as well.
I'll have to go, man. You'll see it. Like if you check out his, literally one of the first videos I ever watched of Paul was him ordering, I think it was burgers in a vending machine, because they have that kind of thing in Japan. And I was like, that sounds rather really bad or really good. It's like it could, you know, it's like what's the quality like then? But that's one of my biggest things on my bucket list is to go to Japan and visit that whole culture. So, you know, I like Godzilla, I like anime, I like, you know, all that, and really a big fan of the language just in general and the way it looks written and all that too. Like I really I gravitate towards that, you know, just like, because just a guy that really likes graphic design and things to pop, like just like Japanese is it looks so interesting and amazing. But what's up, Paul? What's up, Ryan? Ryan trying to squeeze in before we close out.
Yo, hey Ryan.
He's like, I'll be in there right before the end.
But no, man, yeah, I agree. Like Japan's on my bucket list as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Honestly, Ryan, I thought that said 2. How's it going 2? But it says Z, obviously. But I don't know. My brain can't see nothing.
Yeah, yo, Ryan. Yeah, it's going good, man. Hope you're doing well. I recently checked out Ryan's review for the Greasy Strangler. I believe he had Perez on that one as well.
Yeah, he got talked into that one. Perez was trying to get me to watch it. He was like, dude, just watch 10 minutes. And I'm like, the problem with that is that I will get hooked. Like that, like I can't just watch 10 minutes of a movie. Like I'd rather just not. And just like at the time I was like, man, I don't have time for that. And, you know, and I ended up watching a reaction, like these guys on YouTube that did, like, there's two guys watching it, and they were just like laughing at everything, just like having such a great time, and like I loved it. So I basically got the gist of the movie. It's like I can't say that I've seen it, but they showed a lot of scenes from the movie that they could show. I had to blur a lot of it, but yeah, I just
I can imagine.
couldn't bring myself to do it.
Nah, I've not seen it either. He messaged me as well, saying like, "Oh, I'd love to hear your thoughts." I was just like, "No rush to do that."
Hey, Paul, what time is it in Japan right now? Because like for Z, it's 6 hours ahead of me. So I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I think I had one question before we close it out that isn't probably going to make much sense, but and it may put you on the spot a little bit. But what is one thing that you know about that the UK has that America doesn't, that like is like one of your favorite things, or just, it doesn't have to be a favorite thing. It could just be something that like you know for a fact. Because like I don't really know much about the UK, so maybe it's like maybe something you can teach me. Like what's something that you know for a fact that you guys have we don't?
Yeah, that's put me on the spot.
It's like you're having to rack your brain. I know.
Well, I think the most common thing that I'm aware of is Nando's.
What?
A restaurant chain called Nando's.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think you guys have that in America, and I've heard when Americans come over and see it, they like absolutely love it. Essentially, it's a restaurant place that specialize in chicken, but not like KFC where it's like fried chicken, more like chicken burgers or like just like chicken off the thighs and stuff. I know you guys don't have that there, but yeah, we have it. They do like their own like special like kind of garlic mayonnaise sauce. Incredible.
That sounds amazing. Making me hungry.
Yeah, man. But I would say like the big difference. So one thing I've noticed like big difference wise recently is, especially like from watching your food reviews, and I message this every time to you every time I watch one of your reviews. Like we don't have a lot of big sugar drinks. So a lot of our market is diet drinks, or like pretty much hardly just no calorie drinks. And it's like, for example, like if it has full sugar in the drink, like over here they put more tax on it than like a low sugar one. And whereas like I know with like American drinks, I know you guys tend to have like a lot more just big sugary, like high sugar drinks.
Yeah. I think that's just an American thing. I don't know. Like we put a lot of sugar and a lot of caffeine in things, and it's part of the reason that we have so many like obese people. But you know, that's a whole other thing. Yeah. Any more last questions for me before we round the show out? Because I know we an hour and 3 minutes, so I know you got to go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go back. Yeah, I guess the one question I've got for you, man, because I actually generally don't know this. So, what made you want to start a food review channel?
All right, 3 more hours. Let's go. No, honestly, I think a lot of people don't really believe me when I say this, but like, I started in 2012, and it was when all we had was like Dame Drops, Ken Domick, and like we had Reckless Eating, Matt Zion, all these guys, but I didn't know about them yet. It was literally just like Ryan filmed me in my dad's kitchen just trying food. It was just a general idea. It was just like, just like make a show about like trying different stuff. And like we've always been lovers of film, like just what's the word, like just visual content in general. So YouTube always fascinated us. We always watched YouTube and stuff, and because like I remember when YouTube was literally just like a little tiny square white, like the layout of YouTube looked so freaking weird. But
I remember.
But the idea of just starting a YouTube channel and just seeing where it goes, not knowing at all that it was going to become anything like a big passion or anything.
Right.
I just kind of started, like literally the first video I did is just Trav tries. I used to put Trav tries at the beginning of every video and dash whatever it was I was trying. So it was Trav tries dash Nutella. And the irony about that is literally like I had Nutella so many times before that. Like it made no sense. It's not like I was trying it, but in the video I say I'm gonna try Nutella on toast. And it started it all, man. Like Ashley got me there's this little mini jar. I don't know if have you ever had Nutella or you even know what it is?
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's fantastic. I haven't had it in a while, but it's like I better not. I better not have it. She got me this tiny little Nutella jar, and I got it on my like display where I keep like a bunch of like products and stuff that I don't open. I'm just keeping like collecting them. Sure. And it's sort of just like a little memorabilia, I guess, for the channel because it was the first video. So it's just like this. It's. I think it's a real jar of Nutella. I may be wrong. It may just be like a little keychain thing. But you know, it's the thing that started it, and it wasn't like a serious thing, and it went from there.
Right.
And then as I went along, I found other food reviewers and the whole thing. And then like a lot of people started food reviewing within that time, and it just kind of just became a community. And so that's
pretty cool though that it just came from like your friend filming.
Dandelion and burdock. Is that burdock? Is that I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, dandelion and burdock. Yeah, it's very similar to blackcurrant. Or like more like kind of like Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I'm hyped to go to Japan and try all the weird drinks and everything. It'll be like freaking Candyland for me. Like if going to Japan, because I'm obsessed with I do like the food reviews and fast food, but I get more excited about the chips and the drinks like when I'm filming them. Right. So yeah, I can't wait to just really any other country at all. Like if I'm in the UK, I want to try all your snacks.
Man, well, I'll tell you what I'll do, man. Next time I go to like the local supermarket or like grocery store, you guys call them. I'll go to the refrigerator and I'll take a picture of like all the drinks that we have that you'll see in like every single store that you'll go to, and point out the ones that you don't have.
Okay, that sounds good. And one more question: when you do try any of those Mountain Dews, because I'm going to say when. Right. I'm not going to allow you to say that you're not that you might. Yeah. No. But which one would you be most excited to try out of all those from that picture?
Ooh. Well, see, so the thing is, like I say, like in the UK, the Mountain Dew we have is literally full sugar or no sugar. That's literally the two we have. We don't get special flavors. I really don't know because I know we messaged the other day and I went into it was actually called American Candy, the store, and it's literally just all American foods, drinks, snacks, like Pringles, like pizza flavor and stuff like that. I was just like, wow, this is just incredible. I'm not really too sure what flavor, being honest. But what I will say though is when I do buy one, because again it's like in a local store where maybe like 15 minutes where I live. When I do try one, I'm certainly gonna be hitting you up with a message and be like, got this. Right. I might even do a quick video for you and I'll send it to you and be like, hey, here's my
that'd be awesome.
Here's my drink review.
Anthony in the house, what's up, man? Yeah, buddy, my boys just got off from a 10-hour day. I was worried I wouldn't make it. Well, you he always makes it at the very end every time. I mean, he's made it in earlier before. But
he's made it. I know he messaged me today saying he was on a 10-hour shift. So he said he wasn't going to be able to catch it, but it looks like he just has. So yeah, hey Prez, man, what's going on?
But I guess that about wraps it up, man. You guys check out the Z review if you like film reviews. I know a lot of you guys are from you guys like food reviews, but like I was telling Z earlier, I like to just kind of bring random people on and just I would kind of want to do this a little more, maybe think even more outside the box and just bring people in that maybe I've barely even talked to. I don't know, it's just kind of a ongoing process, but always, yeah. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you for jumping on and for being available to it. Whereas, like, if you would have invited me probably for 11 o'clock at night, I'd been like, I don't know, man. No, now I would have joined, but like, you know, if I had to work the next day, like, I just appreciate you taking your time out of all that and affecting your sleep.
Oh man,
but,
honestly, I really appreciate, like, you know, just having me on the channel. Like, honestly, it's been a blast, and yeah, but like, honestly, I'm always down to like collab, live stream, like literally anything. Perez has had me on live streams before where it's like 2:30 in the morning here in the UK, so I tend to have like a 2-hour nap beforehand, so I'm like kind of fresh for the stream.
Oh jeez.
But yeah, man, and honestly, just Trav, man, like, been a pleasure talking to you. It's better, like, it's very nice talking to you, just like kind of, you know, actually seeing you and talking.
Yeah, actually talking, instead of just texting and voice messages.
And man, well, going forward, you can be getting voice messages. And again, I'll promise you, whenever I get a Mountain Dew, you can get like a short video from me, and I'll give you my honest opinion.
All right, sounds great. But thank you guys for watching, whether you're watching now or after the fact, and subscribe to the Z Review. Great content. Back to the Future fan, all that guy over there, and we'll be talking to you guys next time.
Bye.